Now, I hate to say it, but you're the weapon formed against yourself. You're the thief coming to steal, kill, and destroy your hopes, your faith, your dreams, and everything that you want to do in life. And that's what I had to tell myself. It's you. It's not nobody else. But I'm so thankful for these 7 things that I learned, and I'm about to drop them on you right now. Welcome back to She Evolved, where we talk about the real on becoming her, redefining self-care, and evolving into the woman that you are called to be. If you're new here, my name is Shakima. I'm the owner of She Evolved, where we bridge the gap between wanting to become her and actually becoming her. So 2023 has been an amazing, life-changing, transformative year, if I say so myself. There were a lot of awesome moments, like me turning 40, and that kind of symbolized that getting out of Egypt like mindset, and really coming into the land of milk and honey. There's also was a season where I was in the wilderness for a little while, and I'm gonna get into that in a few minutes. But then there's also that season where you just really get into the promised land, and it's like, you know what I mean? So I was super excited about that, but then there was other seasons, like other things happening, rather, like my daughter graduating from college, seeing family and friends more often, and just being in a space where it's like things are what I make it. It's not it is what it is. No, it's what I make it, right? And with every situation that happen, you have to know how to make the best of those situations. So I had a great year, but these 7 things that I'm gonna share with you today really was like, okay, you experienced that. Now it's time for you to use that experience to really catapult you in 2024. So let's get into it. So all 7 of these mistakes are self-care mistakes, and I'm getting so tired, y'all. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm getting so tired of every time I click on self-care and everything that comes up is somebody brushing their teeth, somebody washing their face, somebody taking a shower, somebody taking a bubble bath. That's a part of personal self-care, right? And we're going to get into that. But that's personal hygiene. You washing your face, you brushing your teeth, you washing your hair. I want you to do those things because we don't want you to be out here funky, right? We want you to be out here and looking your best on the outside, right? I want that for you. I promise you I do. But that's not all that self-care is about. And it's overwhelming. Like, it's time that we redefine self-care. Self-care it's about your whole self. It's about your inner self. It's about the sacred things, and it's about your whole being. It's not just you brushing your teeth and washing your face and washing your hair. It's about making sure because after you brush your teeth, wash your face, and wash your hair, right? Then you go and you sit down on your bed or you sit down on your couch. You may be looking at a brother, or fellas, you might be looking at a lady, and you might be like, ugh, because y'all not in alignment with one another. Or you might be in your own house by yourself, and you still got the same situations, you still got the same drama, you still got the same toxic people in your life. After you washed your face and brushed your teeth and showered, right? You still have all of those things. You haven't evolved spiritually, you haven't evolved mentally, you haven't evolved emotionally, you haven't evolved socially. So it's like, what? No. No. So the things that I'm going to share with you, they're all from a self-care experience, and they're things I learned to help me catapult to another level. And if you see me looking down, it's because I wrote them down, because I ain't want to miss nothing, because we need to go into 2024 with a new mindset, with a different habits that we're doing to evolve spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, and in all those areas. All right. I want the best for y'all. But I'm tired of y'all talking about self-care and all I see is a bunch of videos where y'all washing y'all face and brushing y'all teeth and washing y'all hair and taking showers. That's personal hygiene. All right? All right. So the first thing that really helped me to, it was a mistake I made that was like, okay, we need to get this together, right? It was understanding spiritual law. A lot of people don't talk about spiritual law, but when I talk about spiritual law, I'm talking about it from a perspective of reaping what you sow, right? I'm talking about it from a perspective of watching your mouth, right? I'm talking about it from a perspective of not having a spirit of fear, but having a spirit of love, having power, and having self-control. Like, those are spiritual laws, and I was using them to work against me and not for me. And that's huge. And if you're doing that, I want to encourage you to stop on today. All right. The second mistake that I made this year was checking people's headspace before I engage with them in certain conversations. Because here's the thing. You may be going through something, right? You may be experiencing something that you've never experienced before. And you may want to share it with a friend or a family member. But if you don't know where they're at in life, their response to what it is that you might say may not be what you need at all. Never mind in this season, it may not be what you need at all. So you have to make sure that when you're engaging with people in conversation, you're checking their headspace, because a lot of people they're in a different headspace, y'all. People mindset is different. And when you're talking to people about things that concern you and things that you want to do and places you want to go in life, you have to make sure that you check the headspace of people, because mindset is everything, and that could really like stunt your growth for real when it's time for you to become the best version of yourself. And we're not doing that. Okay? All right. So the next thing that I want to share with you, number 3 out of the number 7 things or 7 mistakes that I've made in 2023, and it's going to help me like catapult my year in 2024, is making sure that I am vibing. Let me get my words together. Making sure that I am vibing at a space of peace, even if I don't feel like I'm at peace. What does that mean? Your mood is everything, right? Your mood is everything. And people, places, things, and situations can really affect your mood and how you come across and how you be, wherever it is that you are. And I had to learn that even when I'm not in a good emotional space, I have to speak things that are not as though they were, so that I can change my mood. You know what I mean? When you are not, even when you don't feel like you are in a good space emotionally, there's so many different things that you can do instead of saying, no, I'm going to stay in this sunken place. Because when you stay in that sunken place, that's what you attract. More situations that will have you in a sunken place. People keep saying, oh, it's the law of attraction. It's the law of attraction is a real thing, but the law of vibration is also a real thing too. And however you're feeling, that's what you're going to attract. You don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. And who you are and what you're feeling, that's your vibe. And if your vibe is not what you want it to be, then you're not going to get the things that you think you're going to get. I don't know if you received that, but that thing blessed me. Okay? Let's move on to the next. The other mistakes that I made, and I'm so happy about it because it really changed my perspective, is, and this may sound crazy, I don't want y'all judging me for real, but eating 3 to 5 times a day, no. No. You know what I learned? I learned that when you eat something and you digest it, it could take 6 to 8 hours to really digest all of your food that you ate, right? And it could take, if I'm not mistaken, up to 72 hours for it to go through the whole process and for you to release it, okay? So if you're eating 3, 4, 5 times a day, you're not giving your system an opportunity to rest. Your digestive system is always working. You never give it a moment to rest. Your intestines, and this is something that I learned, your intestines, right? It's like your second brain. And it's like, wait, what? So when I learned this, I'm like, okay, if it's always like I have to be able to think clearly. And a lot of times food makes you tired, especially if you're not eating the right food. It can make your mood change from positive to negative because if you're eating a lot of grease, if you're eating a lot of fried food, if you're just eating a lot of sweets and things that's just not good for you, how can you really be at your best to make moves out here in these streets? Ain't no way. Ain't no way, right? So the whole eating 3, 4, 5 times a day, no. I eat maybe one, the most two, and that's it. And that works for me. All right. Moving on to the next one. This is the next one. Knowing your circle and positioning people properly. When I tell you, listen, I learned a long time ago that everything is not for everybody, okay? And for a lot of years, I was trying to comprehend that. Because I'm like, all right, if we cool, then you can share things with me or I can share things with you and it'll help us to get better. You know what I'm saying? And just really wrapping my mind around it. But as I got more mature, I understood that you can't share things with everybody. And not only can you not share things with everybody, but you got to know all of the people in your circle individually and know what they have the capacity to deal with. I can't go to my friend that's a pastor and be like, girl, I'm down and out. Let's go to the bar. Let's go out for drinks. Let's do this, because she gonna be looking at me like, now you know that that's not the type of lifestyle I live. I can pray for you. I can give you some wise counsel, but hitting the streets, at the bars, at the clubs, which, no. We could go out to eat. You want to go to the diner? But all that other stuff, no. That's not that type of capacity she don't have. And where we mess up is and even where I messed up at was thinking that, okay, this person has the capacity to do all of the things I need them to do when they don't. Because guess what? They may be in a space in their life where they can't do that with you. They may be in a space in their life where they may have been able to engage in conversation with you, and now they can't do that because they just had their own traumatic experience, right? And what your conversation may trigger them to think back to the trauma that they just went through. They can't have those conversations with you because that triggers them and that puts them back in a sunken place. So we have to be conscious. I had to be conscious of who people are in my life and making sure that they had the capacity to be able to deal with certain things that involve me. That was big for me. I'm not going to hold you. Let's move on. The next one is really knowing your peak times. Really knowing your peak times, really knowing when you are at your best. And ladies, let's be real. When we're on our cycle, we know that that's a moment in the month where we don't necessarily have a lot of energy. So if you're a business owner or you work a 9 to 5 or you just lead a busy life, you need to make sure that you get in your planner and you need to make sure that you mapping out everything. I'm telling you, knowing my peak times helped me to be so much more productive. I promise you it did. So knowing your peak time is crucial, and we're going to get into the solutions because this is going to bless you. I don't want you buying another self-help book. I don't want you buying another planner unless these planners and these books come with strategy, they come with systems, and they come with some type of structure to help you get from where you are now to where you want to be. When I was on my journey to become the best version of myself and evolve, it was so many self-help books out there, but a lot of them were based more on inspiration and not instruction. A lot of them were also based off of cookie cutter steps to try to help you get from where you are now to where you want to be. And that just don't work for everybody. So I took it upon myself to come up with the ultimate self-care bundle. This bundle is really going to help you get from where you are now to where you want to be, and it includes strategy, it includes systems, and it gives you the know-how. It's time out for all this inspiration and not enough instruction, and it's time out for all of this motivation and not enough movement. You are busy, you are living a life that you really don't want to live, and you need to know how to transition. And if you want to do that without neglecting your self-care needs in the process, then you need this bundle. Make sure you grab it today. But the last mistake that I made was really not securing my bag. When I say I was fumbling the bag, y'all, I was fumbling the bag, y'all. Fumbling it. Like, I see the ball, right? And I'm ready to just be like, and it just like totally slipping through my hands because I'm distracted by foolishness, distracted by things that don't align with the woman I'm becoming. Y'all, securing the bag. Securing the bag. I fumbled a lot of bags, y'all. But oh, thank God for these solutions. Oh, thank God for these solutions I'm about to give you right now, sis. Before I get into the solutions, I want you to drop some emojis in the comments. I like the hearts and the smiley face emojis just to let me know that you're receiving this information with love. There's nothing that I want more than for you to be the best version of yourself and evolve into the woman that you're called to be. And if you're receiving this, I need you to let me know, all right? So also make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, let's get into the solutions. So let's get in a solution for spiritual self-care. The first thing I did to help me evolve spiritually was understand spiritual law. Spiritual law for me is scripture. So I had to get into the word. I had to read my Bible. A good Bible that helped me to understand and really comprehend what was happening in there was the Amplified version of the Bible. You could do the Amplified version or the Amplified Classic. That's gonna bless you and help you to understand it. Another good translation of the Bible is the Common English Bible, so that you can understand it in Common English instead of the thou shalls and, low here, low there, and all of that. All right. Mental self-care. What helped me with mental self-care is just making sure I have more conversations with people and having more discernment. Because when you have discernment and you're able to judge things well, when you're in these conversations, you can see by the person's response if they in a good headspace to have these conversations with you. So that blessed me. Having discernment and having conversations. The third solution for emotional self-care was making sure you know how to be at a space where you are you got good energy. What what gets you hype? What gets you at a space where you know what? I'm at peace. If it's listening to music, if it's watching a sermon, if it's whatever it may be, because your things may be different. I like listening to people that motivate, encourage, and give you instructions. I like listening to pastors. I like listening to my pastor. I like reading books that give you instruction. I also do a lot of my own work that I put out as well. So that's a solution as well. Physical self-care, fasting. I'm going to say it one more time. Fasting. Turn down your plate and feed yourself spiritually, feed yourself mentally, feed yourself emotionally at those times where you can you would normally pick up a meal. Okay? Fasting, that helped me with my physical self-care. And I know a lot of these like go together because fasting is a spiritual thing, but when we get into self-care and redefining it, which is going to be another video, I'm telling you, this is going to bless you. But spiritually, fasting helps you physically. So it all goes together, all right? That was my solution for physical self-care. Then the next solution I have is for social self-care, was knowing your circle and positioning people properly. I made a list of everybody in my life and who I talk to, what they mean to me, how I help them, how they help me, and just knowing where our relationship dynamic is, and then I position them properly. A lot of y'all problem is that y'all think everybody y'all friend. Everybody not your friend. You got some great associates, you got some great co-workers. It's a lot of great people out here, but not everybody's worthy of your inner thoughts. Not everybody is worthy of your I want to say secrets, but that's not really the word I want to say. So just be conscious of who you're sharing things with. Know who people are and place them properly, because we put too many demands on our friends and our family and loved ones. And the reality is that when you understand them and when you position them properly, you will know if they have the capacity to help you with the things that you need help with. Stop putting demands on people that don't have the capacity. We have to stop. That's what blessed me. I hope it bless you too. All right. Next solution is knowing your peak times. Know when you're going to get your cycle, ladies. Get your calendar and map out everything so that whatever you need to do that it needs your all, and you know you can't do it during the time of your cycle, so you have to work around that. Another solution for personal self-care and peak time is knowing the times of the day when you're at your best. For me, it's in the morning. I'm the most productive in the morning. At night, don't ask me to do nothing. I could do mindless work at night. Don't ask me to do nothing where I got to think after about 8, for real. Okay? And then the last solution for financial self-care is having a system. You got to have a system. You got to have a system and you got to have a strategy. And in securing a bag, it's not just about, it's about the money you make. It's about the money you keep, and it's about knowing who got your information and they out here selling it without your permission. When it comes to money and securing a bag, it's about how you look on paper. And I'm talking credit wise, I'm talking all of that. I'm talking your bank statements. Because your bank statements let you know what your habits are money wise. Your bank statements tell a story, boo. All right. So when you're securing a bag, I'm telling you, when I did this, it blessed me. And I know that it is going to bless you too. All of the resources that I just named to help me really take those mistakes and really help them to, and really help me to catapult myself now and even more in 2024 will all be in the description. I pray that this blessed you. I can't wait to hear your comments. If you have any questions, make sure you comment everything below, and I'll see you all on the next video. Later.